I think the Catholic vote is going to be critically important in the 2012 election. When I think about the Catholic vote, I tend to divide it into three separate groups about equal in size. 1/3 of the Catholic vote are Latino Catholics, and about 70% of them, I think, in November are going to be voting for Barack Obama and Joe Biden. The issues associated with immigration are at the very center of almost all outreach to Latinos in the United States, whether it's Catholic Latinos or other Latinos. I don't know how many Americans know this, but there's a transformation taking place in the Catholic Church in the United States, and that transformation is a Latino transformation. So that today, 1/3 of all Catholics in the United States are Latinos, and that's going to continue to grow for the foreseeable future. The next Catholic group, again about 1/3, I call intentional Catholics, and these are Catholics that go to church maybe a little bit more often, that have intentionally, in a sense, committed themselves to, the whole 9 yards of their faith. Those Catholics, I think we're going to see about 60% or so supporting Romney Ryan in November. The last group of Catholics, the last 1/3, I call cultural Catholics. That's the battleground. That's the Catholic vote that both political parties will be trying to capture between now and November. It'll be interesting to see who wins that cultural Catholic vote at the end of the day. Cultural Catholics are Catholics that kind of are born into their faith as a culture. They're tied to the rhythm of the liturgy. They want to have their children baptized in the church. They want to see their children married in the church. But they don't have the same degree of deference to the bishops. They don't have the same understanding, perhaps, of all of the rules and requirements of the church. I mean, this is kind of an old-fashioned Catholicism in the United States. This is the Catholicism of our old ethnic neighborhoods, our union halls, St. Christopher medal on the dashboard. That's what I have in mind when I talk about this cultural Catholic group. Both vice presidential candidates are Catholics, so it's an exciting time for Catholics in the United States. I'd love to hear Joe Biden talking about growing up in Scranton and the neighborhoods and the Catholic schools and Italian wedding soup and the whole 9 yards. I think that Ryan does have an appeal to that intentional Catholic group that I was describing before. In many ways, he sort of epitomizes that group. These are the kind of uber-assimilated Catholics that have become very American, that have embraced the idea of American exceptionalism. Question is whether it translates, whether that appeal goes beyond intentional Catholics. My gut feeling is that it doesn't help them with Latino Catholics. What's not quite clear is whether it helps them at all with cultural Catholics.